Good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It's the 23rd day of May 2022. It is a day when we are going to be having, conversations about sport. Remember that the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is to bring you the Commonwealth Games from the 28th of July to the 8th of August, a proper disruption from the activities that will be in the country. And we are going to have two people who've already made Team Kenya for the Commonwealth Games. And over the next 2 months, we shall be introducing to you members of Team Kenya as they are selected and announced by the National Olympic Committee of Kenya and the affiliated federation. So Team Judo is on today, and let me just tell you, the set is heavy, literally. Kuna uzito ya ukweli. And also we shall be having a conversation about an athlete who is a waitress by day, but she trains hard. She's a sprinter, runs with people who are able-bodied. She won 4 medals at the Deaf Olympic Games in Brazil, and those are games that came to a close last week. They arrived back in the country. 4 golds, 2 silver and 2 bronze, all in the sprints. We'll be talking with Beryl Wamira. So she's going to be joining us, and all together with Yvonne Pamela, who is her sign language interpreter. They will be joining us. And later, at times you wonder, why is athletics such a competitive sport, yet it is the sport that very many people take part in. Running, it's the most natural of things. You crawl, you walk, you run. The moment you can run, everyone wants to do it. All the athletics have done it. But in India, there's a game we played as children. Some called it tapo, others called it shake. It was a mix of the two, and now it is known as Coco sport. So let's have a look at this sport and, think of kabaddi, think of a little bit of, running all around and tapping an opponent to get them out. Think of that. So it's known as Coco, and we've got the federation here with us. That's from the sporting side. But what about from the general side of the news? We've got the Economy and Election Preparedness Forum, and this is taking place in Nairobi. We shall be keeping up with that. The Principal Secretary for the Interior, Engineer Dr. Karanja Kibicho, is meeting bishops in just along Kiambu Road today, about 300 of them from independent churches. That's another event that we're taking a look at. Then we've got the launch of the African Liberation Week. This is taking place at the Ufungamano House. And the Office of the Government Spokesperson, they've got weekly briefings on the state of affairs, especially to do with the economy in the nation. And today, we're going to be given an update and a briefing on the status of internet connectivity. And this is at the Office of the Government Spokesperson. And present will be Dr. Paul Rono, who is the acting CEO of the ICT Authority. We've got Michael Odhiambo, who's the Director of Shared Services, and we have got the Acting Director of Programs and Standards, Thomas Odhiambo. They're going to be giving us a brief on that. And also, Deputy President William Ruto is taking his campaigns to Mburu. And remember that it's campaign season, so the Azimio la Umoja Party and the Kenya Kwanza, a lot of focus on them, plus all the others will have been announced as a process of clearing, and also independent candidates making their stance known after getting clearance from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Then from the sporting side, the FKF Transition Committee is going to be giving a briefing at noon. This is going to be taking place at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. That's just an outlook of what to expect from our news team that is going to be out in the field collecting all those reports for us. Our sign language interpreter within these is Caroline Njoroge, and let's get going with the program. And the first conversation is about the Commonwealth Games. Remember, KBC Channel 1 will be broadcasting those games. And we have got the judo team. They're joining us today. And on Wednesday, they will be in action at the African Championships, hopefully. And on my immediate left, we've got the coach of the national team. His name is Joseph Mburu. Coach, welcome to KBC Channel 1.
Thank you.
And then also, we have got on right in the middle of the set, we've got the winner of the Dakar Open last year in the over 78 kilogram division for women, Perister Bosire. Perister, karibu.
Thank you.
Welcome to KBC Channel 1. She's the first woman to win a gold, by the way, in judo ever since the sport got competitive in Kenya, and that's at the African level. We've had medalists at regional level. And the first man to win a silver medal, and this was also at the Dakar Open last year, we've got Kelvin Mnangwe. Kelvin, welcome to KBC Channel 1.
Thank you very much.
Well, Kelvin contests in the over 100 kg division. So when I told you, seti kona uzito ni ukweli. And I will start with you, Coach. The sport of judo was an open entry sport. There are those where you've got allocations and they're restricted to about 90 or 92 athletes, but there is an open entry division. Judo was one of them. When it was announced through the National Olympic Committee of Kenya that, yes, judo, you can bring us athletes, what was the feeling for the federation and the way you came up with the athletes you proposed for the Commonwealth Games?
It was quite a nice gesture from the National Olympic Committee, because it gave us a chance to be open to select our own athletes whom we feel they are light on the target to get medals from this country. We appreciated it with a lot of favor, with a lot of happiness. And then after they put it in open category, there was a big problem in financial constraints. So they limited to 2 athletes. That's where now we get at least. We were not happy because the chances were narrow. They were narrow to us. But according to the other NOC Olympic Committee, they are saying they are going to negotiate with the government, sports funds, and other Minister of Sports to see that they can add more chances for the athletes. So to me, we are at the light way. We are going to make it to the finals at Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now let me come to the athletes. Perister.
Yes.
Tuanze na wewe. Kuteuliwa kama mwanadada peke yake kwenye mchezo wa judo ambaye atakuwa akiwakilisha nchi hii katika michezo ya Jumuiya ya Madola. Hisia zako tupatie.
Mimi kwanza nashukuru Mungu, kuchaguliwa si ati niko na nguvu mingi, lakini kwa nguvu ya Mwenyezi Mungu aliniinua nikaweza kucheza judo, nikaweza kumeki hiyo yenye nimeki kadhaa, nikaweza kuchukua medal. Juzi nilikuwa Kambara nikachukua medal. So vile nilichaguliwa niliambia Mungu asante, nimechaguliwa kwa sababu si uwezo yangu.
Lakini watu wakikuangalia wataona kwamba wewe huko katika lile daraja la uzani wa juu kabisa, zaidi ya kilo 78. Tuambie ushindani ulivyo hapa Kenya, Afrika Mashariki na pia kwenye bara la Afrika.
Kucheza kwa judo kwa hiyo weight ya juu si rahisi. Lazima ujitume, ufanye mazoezi ya kutosha, kwa sababu wenye mnaenda kukutana nao si watu hivi. Kwa sababu vile unaniona hivi niko na kilo mingi, lakini kuna wenye wako na kilo mingi kunisinda. Kuna wenye wako na 150, kuna wenye wako na 148, na mimi niko na 100. So lazima nifanye mazoezi mingi ndio niweze kumit hiyo qualification.
I will be coming back to something about judo that I was told, and it is about using your opponent is actually your biggest asset in the sport of judo and how you do that. But now the first man to win a silver medal at a high level, and we've got Kelvin Mnangwe. He's in the over 100 kg division, and this is the highest division. Basically, we'll be talking about the heavyweight proper if you are to compare it with boxing, or super heavyweight in amateur boxing. So Kelvin, having been picked to represent the country, because I know even you are in your day job is about service to the nation full time. Okay. What about this one?
Okay, this one has been a pleasure. I thank God, and it has been a challenge. All the way from Kenya, I was able to represent the country, and for the first time since judo was invented in the country, I was able to present them with a silver medal. I had a game in the finals with a very experienced player who recently won a bronze in Portugal championship, world championship. It's called Mburu. He's a 3 times
winner for the African Championship. But with the experience I got, I'm aspiring to do more, and I'll make the country prouder.
Okay, and now, Coach, let me just come and let's talk about some of the basics of judo here. And it's about tossing your opponent, pinning them down. You could take us through that, the basics of it, before we even now come to the two types of scoring.
The basic of judo is a very humble game. Is whereby judo, you use opponent's weight. You don't use your weight, you use opponent's weight. If he is heavier than you, you can use his weight to throw him. That's we call tashiwaza. Tashiwaza is a Japanese word. Well, it means you throw somebody while standing. Newaza is when you pin somebody down. That's when you pin him down and you score. So, in judo, we don't go against, we give way. That's if you attack me, I just escort you to where your force is going. I don't resist. I just accept your force and add my technique to throw you. So we don't use against. We don't get contact. No, we just give way. Yeah.
All right. Now the other one is, let me now come to the scoring. You've got two. The first is the ippon, which is a full point. Describe to us the ippon.
Ippon is a full point. To judo is 12 points. That's full point.
That is 12 points.
12 points. Wasare is half point.
Yes.
That means 6 points. So if you get 2 wasare, that is an ippon. If you get in ippon, it's a direct. It's like knockout in boxing. Ippon to judo is like knockout in boxing.
So how do you score this ippon?
Ippon is where you throw a technique, you apply a technique and you perfect that technique through speed and control. And someone lands with his back full on the mat. Wasari is whereby you throw your opponent and he lands on the side, or with the feet forward. Or with the feet, or with the feet, but not full back. Yeah.
Very, very well. So those are the 2 scoring points, which means that you need 2 waza-ari.
Yeah. To get ippon.
To get ippon.
Yeah.
Now, in a contest where an opponent has a waza-ari, the other one scores, has a waza-ari, how then do you get to complete this?
That one, it goes for the 4 minutes competition time. If the 4 minutes get finished and both of you get you are having wasari and wasari, you got golden chance. Golden chance is where the first one to win any point, the game is over. Yeah.
Well explained by Coach Joseph Mburu. He is the national team coach for Team Kenya, that judo team that's been selected for the Commonwealth Games that will be taking place in Birmingham, England. And Perister, sasa tuje kwako. Tuambie ulivyoanza haya mashindano na mazoezi ambayo umefanya ndio uweze kufika sasa pahali ulipo na kushinda medali ya dhahabu katika yale mashindano ya wazi ya Dakar yaliyofanyika mwaka uliopita.
Mimi kwangu kwanza nilianza hii mchezo ya judo 2019. Tulikuwa na game hapa ya Yapko. So ni manage kuwa na gold medal. Then tukaenda game nyingine Tanzania. Kacheza huko tena ngakuja na medal.
Ilikuwa ni ya Afrika Mashariki.
Yes. Nyingine tukaenda Zanzibar. Tena ngawini huko ngakuja na medal. Nyingine tena tukaenda Tanzania mara ya pili, ngawini huko ngakuja na medal. So coach akaona walikuwa wanachukua number 1, wakanichukua tena Senegal. Nilienda huko tukakutana na watu huko. Lakini tulifanya maajabu huko. Japokuwa judo lazima ujitolee. Kangangana kakuja na medal. Mpaka sasa hivi sasa nafurahia nimechaguliwa kwa kwenda Commonwealth. Niko na imani through God. Naenda kufanya mzuri.
Na wacha tuongee kuhusu haya mashindano ambayo yalifanyika kule Dakar, Senegal, yalikuwa ya wazi. Tukiangalia wale ambao walikuwa wanashindana nao, wacha nikutajie kwa sababu najua unawakumbuka. Kuna Monique Guli Vogi wa kutoka kule Guinea. Je, ni ushindani upi alikupatia pale?
Hata ya kwa rahisi, lakini vile niliingia nilijiamini tu, sikuwa na uoga yoyote. Kapata nimewin.
Na pia kulikuwa naye Sarah Hawk kutoka Uingereza. Najua huyo ni mmoja wa wale wanariadha ambao pengine utakutana nao kule kwenye michezo ya Jumuiya ya Madola, Commonwealth Games. Tueleze kuhusu hawa washindani ambao, mmoja ambao sasa ulishapatana naye.
Nimeshapatana na mwingine anaitwa Monica na huyo mwingine anaitwa Sala. Hawa si wachezaji rahisi, lakini ukiingia bila uoga na utrain mzuri, sioni kama ukitrain mzuri hata hao wanakuogopa. So game itakuwa rahisi wakati umetrain mzuri.
Haya. Na kwa muda wa miaka miwili umejifunza, umeingia kwa mchezo, ukajifunza na sasa unawakilisha taifa. Tuambie haswa ni njia zipi ambazo umefanya, ni mazoezi yapi ambayo umekuwa ukifanya ili sasa uwe umeorodheshwa wa kwanza hapa nchini?
Na magwani lazima ujitume. Usifuate kocha ati kila siku anakuambia atienda mazoezi. Mazoezi yangu kitu ya kwanza naamka morning run, naenda kama 30 minutes, nikirudi na pumzika. Nikifika saa 4 naenda gym, na jioni naenda maneno ya mati kidogo. Hivyo tu na kujifunza tekniki hiyo maturnings. Judo ni kutumia nguvu na akili na speed. Ndio hiyo nafanya.
Haya, tutakuja kwa mambo ya nguvu, tunaelewa kwa sababu sasa ni kumrusha na kwa zile njia mireka ndio kumwangusha mwenzako. Akili na speed, coach atatuelezea. Kelvin, let me come to you. Your journey in the sport. You can take us through this.
Okay, I joined Judo in 2017. Though in the first 2 years, I was like a passive player because I was still on the basics. And I started participating in the National League officially in the year 2019 towards the middle. I experienced challenges because now I was competing in the plus 100, which had experienced players. They were very competitive, and I went through fire to say, because I was being defeated every time in the international leagues. But it came a time towards the end of 2019, I think I discovered the formula. Yeah, through information, my coaches, the help of my coaches, and I was able to learn basic techniques of judo. And going through power training, I was able to now come back. And the reigning champions in Kenya, I gave them the run for their money. And since then to now, I'm still a defending champion here in Kenya. And coming 2021, I participated in Zanzibar around April 22nd. I was able to present Kenya with a gold medal, which was amazing. Then coming the same year, I went to Dakar. The first match in the International African Championship. It wasn't easy because I emerged number 7. So from there I came back to the drawing board now, because with the experience, the harsh experience of course, with because as sportsmen, you know, challenges are many. Family challenges, I'm a family man. And now me as a judoka. So I was able to train hard and garner some more techniques. Going back now to Senegal again, towards the end of the same year, it was not easy because now the competitors in my division, we had 6 very strong able plus 100 judokas, but I was able to go through the pools and now to the finals, where I also met the very, very dangerous 3-time defending champion Mbanik Ndiaye. Now he defeated me, but the next time I'm going to meet him, he'll get a challenge.
Okay, and you know, one of the reasons why I like Kelvin's confidence, and you know, the next time he may meet Mbanique Ndiaye is in 3 days' time. By the way, from the 26th, and this is at the African Championships in Oran, Algeria, where they will be, because you know, for martial arts, if you're not in competition, then it becomes a little bit tricky. But let me talk about some other athletes, and this is, I mean, the athletes you all, your competitors in Senegal. There was Malik Diop, there was Libas Ndiaye, also of Senegal. There was Karunga Soumano and Sheikh Amadou Fall. What's the status of the sport when you look at West Africa and North Africa?
Yeah, North Africa, I think in Africa, the North Africans, the Morocco, the people with the Arab descent, I think those people, they have grown judo, and they are much advanced, now followed by the West Africans, now coming to the East African. Now, but that is not, it cannot weigh us down. We'll soldier on, and we'll give them a tough competition. But I must say the West Africans and the North Africans, they are a bit much advanced. Yeah.
Well, Coach, let me go to you. And Perister mentioned something. It is about brain and speed, because we understand the power. I mean, for you to, you know, basically toss somebody onto a mat, you need the power. Let's first talk about the speed. How do you work on this part of it?
About the speed, for a player to get a speed, you have to work on the gym workouts, the physical workouts, morning runs. All this accumulates to speed work. After speed work, we get to gym. We get turnings. That is uchikomi. We call it uchikomi. Uchikomi is about all turning, about techniques. Left, right, left, right, left, right, backward, left, right, until the player becomes used to the techniques. So speed plus application for techniques is what accumulates points faster when you are getting in a competition. Only that. On the mat, when you train the mat, concentration on the speed work and power. Power, if I did on the gymnasium, we got power lifting. Also, we get ropes to make muscles strong. Also, flexibility, it is needed in judo. If you combine all these, you get full confidence that your player is okay now to go and compete. But without that, he cannot make it. And in judo, there's no shortcut. You have to do it perfect.
Well, you have to keep perfecting that. The other one is the brain part. And you could see that we had some of those pictures on our screens, the people in a dojo doing their practice. Tell us about, how you apply, study your opponent and, outwit them.
Outwitting an opponent is whereby you have to feel your opponent first. When you get in the tatami, that is mats, you have to feel your opponent. Before you attack, you have to feel him. Are you comfortable when you attack to make that move, or you are not comfortable? If you are not comfortable, don't make a move. Just fake the move. When he goes when he wants to counter you, you apply now the move when he is on motion. But when he is not on motion, you cannot apply. You have to move your opponent so that he gets on motion, so that you can get application of techniques easily. Yeah.
Well, Perister, naja kwako sasa, na ningetaka kuuliza sasa, ukikutana na mpinzani pale kwenye ile mat, inaitwa tatami. Sasa tutumie lugha ambayo ni haswa ya judo. Wewe ukijaribu kumsoma mpinzani wako, unachukua muda upi ili pia ujichunge isiwe kwamba mkishaanza mashindano pale anatafuta ipon na wewe bado unajaribu kumsoma?
Number one, ukiingia kwa mat, mnaingia na opponent. Ukimuzika tu hivi unajua nguvu yake kwanza. Lazima ujue nguvu yake kwanza na utumie akili. Kutumia akili ni ile usimuonyesha ile tekniki yenye unaenda kuingia. Utaweza ingia soinage, kumbe amekusoma unaingia soinage, anakupendua.
Sasa hiyo ni ipi, hebu tuelezee?
So inda ni ile ya kuingia mtu hivi. Sasa ukienda kuingia mtu hivi ndio mpiga ipo. Akikusoma ivai ya kusome, inafaa wewe umsome kwanza. So ukienda kumuingia akikusoma change nyingine, una change technique nyingine. Ukiona amesoma hii change nyingine na ndio uweze kumshinda na hiyo yenye umefake. Lakini ukimuonyesha direct, ukiingia kwa ringi na umuonyesha unaenda kuingia direct, sasa atakusoma akili yako. That's why nasema unatumia akili kucheza. Ukiingia hii ukisikia hii amejua, una change nyingine.
And for you, Kelvin, you said that it was a baptism of fire. About 2 years,
yes.
When you got into competition,
yes,
kept losing, and this is at the national leagues. When you got to win, you went out there and lost. Okay. What were the key things that you kept observing throughout that period, such that you got to even contest against Africa's best?
Okay, first what I learned is that judo, you must be in a very good state of mind. And also your spiritual nourishment, you must be, many people believe different things, but me, I believe in God. So when I believe in God, I pray that God helps me. And also you must be in a very good state of mind. You must always remember that your opponent also fumbles when you're going to meet him. So, and in judo, as my coach was just saying now, it's not always the strong people that win the game. Recently in Tokyo, Teddy Rayner is the reigning champion.
Yes.
He started winning Olympic golds since 2011. But
actually 2012, 2016, the Frenchman.
The very, very heavy Frenchman, and he's very strong. But now the Japanese, these days the sport has grown and is going to the scientific part. Now the Japanese studied the guy, and Kageura Kokoro was able to beat him very technically. So in judo, not always the strong people win. It also, the mind state also matters a lot in the tatami. So I was able to master very few, I must say, much, a lot. And I was able to know what is needed in the sport. Yes.
What are these things? Because we know there is power, there is speed. Which were the key things for you that you needed to work on? Okay,
now with the plus 100, the speed is quite medium. But now the power and the technique comes in, and now the state of mind. So I was able to learn techniques of judo, and the counter, if you learn a technique, you must also learn the counter of the technique. So I was able to master them, and with the faith of God, I achieved what I achieved. Yeah.
Now, there is this perception at times that martial arts come with, a form of, spirituality. How do you try keep your frame throughout when you're getting into competition?
Okay, when you're in a competition area, most of the time, people may try to intimidate you. Of course, people may come there, and let's say like judo, there's a warming area. So people may try to intimidate you. But maybe when you are there, you try to meditate, try to keep cool, and be ready for the competition. So it's important when you're in the sport, try not to look at the might. Even Goliath was defeated by David in the Bible. So not all the time the strongest person in the tournament will win. It's always the sharp and the fastest or most technical person that always wins. Yeah.
Now, Perister, Mnangwe, by the way, let me just make something clear. We may know him as Kelvin Mnangwe, but at international competitions, if you'd like to know his profile, they use the name Kevin Afude.
Yeah, Kevin Afude.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's correct. The name you'd be looking for. So I know if you're trying to study Kelvin, look for the name
Calvin.
Calvin. Yes, look for that name. That's the one you will find on the international websites and competition sites, so that don't wonder, huyu mwingine alibadilisha jina siku gani. That's the name that he uses at international competitions.
Very correct.
Na Perister, tuje kwako. Calvin ametuambia ya kwamba ukifika pale kwa sehemu ambapo kujitayarisha pale mnapopasha misuli yako joto kidogo, mko na njia za kutishia wapinzani wako. Je, ukifika pale wewe kujitayarisha ndio ufike pale kwa tatami, mfumo wako ni upi? Ukijua pengine unaenda kupambana na Sara ile wa Uingereza, kumtishia kidogo, unatumia njia gani?
Sasa nikienda huko mgomo hapo, nachukua mtu mkubwa kama Mnangwe hivi na muanguza chini na speed. Na yule mwingine akiona hii speed bwana, nitawezana nayo, sasa namtisa kidogo. Lakini usiende huko warming area kama umenyesewa. Unaenda huko kama umechangamuka.
Na pengine wewe ukifanya mazoezi yako, kuna tukiangalia kama Dondi Boxing, kuna yule ambaye anajulikana kama sparring partner. Ukifanya mazoezi yako ni wachezaji wapi ambao unawachagua ama unasema wacha nifanye mazoezi yangu na Kelvin ama pengine na coach hapa?
Kwa mazoezi, tukifanya mazoezi tunafanya kama mko watu 10 lazima ucheze na kila mtu. Sasa mkiwa watu 10 lazima ucheze na watu 5. Hakuna siku utachagua tunacheza na huyu ama na huyu kwa mazoezi, lakini yes.
Na haswa kwa wakati huu tuambie mazoezi ambayo mnafanya, kwa sababu najua mnaelekea kwenye mashindano ya Afrika Perister.
Mazoezi yani ukikaribia kama kuna game ifai ufanye mazoezi ile yenye kama una build up. Sasa hii mazoezi ya sasa ni ya kusaben, unafanya ile mazoezi right lakini iko na speed kwa sababu unaenda kucheza. Yes.
Coach, at the moment, tell us about the sparring partners that they have as they prepare for the African Championships that are slated for the 26th onwards in Oran, Algeria.
Right now we have given them the sparring partner who can charge them so that they can gain the speed, the speed and application of techniques.
Yes.
So the ones they are having, the application of techniques there is excellent. So they have challenges. To beat them is not easy. Also they are lightweight, but to beat them is not easy. You know, light people in judo, they are very fast than heavy people.
Actually, Kelvin has mentioned it.
Yes,
because
they are very fast than heavy people. So when you give Mnangwe, heavy person like him, you are not helping him. Just give lightweight.
So that would be
so that's speed. So that I can give him speed because he needs speed. But if you give the same size, the speed is the same. So when I give the light people, he get more speed, and the speed is more required in tatami than anything else. Because when you get speed, to beat somebody needs a matter of seconds. Because when you have speed, you have control. Application is easier, and application comes when speed is in control. Yeah.
And Kelvin, let me ask, working with somebody who's light, his sparring partner at the moment is
Irungo and 100.
Yes.
He is of 100, he's under 100.
100. Yeah. Yes. And so how is it like when you compete against Irungo, who's in a restricted, who's in a lighter restricted division?
Okay, a lighter weight in judo brings speed. And competing against a lighter person is also a challenge to us, because now we are heavy and they're lighter. But now I have an advantage of the power, because most people that are lighter than me, of course they can't be stronger than me. So if you are competing against him, okay, you're learning the speed, but at the same time you must build on your power and also build on your technique, because now the execution of technique with a lighter person is faster. So you must learn the way he executes his technique. You learn from it. Now you come and do the same to be able to perfect in your matches internationally.
Perister.
Yes.
Tuangalie sasa. Already tayari ulipata nishani ya dhahabu katika mashindano ya wazi kule Dakar, Senegal mwaka uliopita, na pia tunawaombea vema mkielekea kwa mashindano ya bara Afrika ambayo yatafanyika kule Oran, Algeria. Ukiangalia ushindani ambao unaweza pata katika hili daraja lako la zaidi ya kilo 78, Afrika ni washindani wapi ambao unaangalia?
Naangalia kama Monica Sagina, naangalia Sara, na kuna wengine hapo.
Aha. Monica ulipambana naye, najua ulipatana naye kule Dakar na ukamshinda kwenye finali, sivyo? Na pia kuna Fatimetu C wa Mauritania. Fatimetu ulipata ushindani wake ukiwaje?
Ilikuwa ushindani yake ilikuwa rahisi. No, but ile mazoezi nimefanya saa hii kuna mahali nimeimprove. So saa hii nikipatana na mtu mwingine kushinda hao nitafanya mzuri. Yes.
Yeah. So, and coach, you can talk about the rest of the team that's for the African Championships and what you are looking at going into that competition.
What I can say about the team, the composition of the Algeria team, it is a very good team because the team we had in Uganda, East Africa Championship, whereby they won 16 medals, 7 gold, 4 silver, 5 bronze, of which that gave us momentum to take them to all the continental championship. It is only that we have not kept them in a camp where they can train together because of financial constraints. But due to sports fund, we had been able to keep them together for the last few months. After going to Uganda, and before we went to Uganda, we had a camp for Algeria, for Dakar, Senegal, which was almost 1 month, which gave us time to learn our athletes. So now we have a good team whereby we have a young team and older team, whereby the combination of the two, they give us succession of these sports. In the future, we are planning to have under 25 players featuring all the weights. So these people have challenges now. They have to work on it. Even you have heavyweight under 25.
Under 25 years?
Yeah, under 25. They are challenging them.
Perister,
even they can tell you they are coming. So they have to work more. That's why they get momentum to get gold and silver, because of the challenges they had of the young group of young players. So those young players, they are giving us hope for the future. 2024, we will see marvelous. Birmingham, we will see marvelous, because these ones, they have the light challenges we expect as coaches from the young athletes.
Yeah. Well, closing word. Thank you very much, Coach. Perister, chipukizi wale ambao wako chini ya umri wa miaka 25 ndio wanapatia ushindani hapa nchini, ili ikifika Paris tujue nani atakutazama pale, kwa sababu ujue pia Wakenya watakuwa wakitazama kwenye hii runinga ya Channel 1. Kwa hivyo medali tunakudai tayari. Haya, tuambie.
Mimi saa hii ni ile preparation nimefanya. Mimi naangalia medal. Nikikaa mbaya nikuje, lakini nataka medal kwanza.
Medali kwanza. And for you, Kelvin Mnangwe, the coach has spoken about the under 25s. Are they about to send you back to your day job permanently?
For now, they'll have to work hard, because the way I'm training, I gather information in the internet, the YouTube, and also the ones I'm getting from my coaches. I think they will have to work harder, but they are a good team. They are giving us hope because they are challenging us. And in case of a substitution, they'll also do amazing things. But for now, they'll have to work harder. Yes. All
right. Very simple message from Kelvin Mnangwe, and in the international scene, they simply know him as Kelvin Afude. He is an over 100 kg judoka, headed to the African Championships in Oran, Algeria, and also in the Kenyan team for the Commonwealth Games taking place in Birmingham, England, from the 28th to the 28th of July to the 8th of August. And we've got Perister Bosire. She is the first Kenyan woman to win a gold medal at an elite level of judo. She is in the over 78 kg division, also headed to the African Championships and also the Commonwealth Games. She's in the team, and their coach, Joseph Mburu. Thank you very much for being with us here today. We wish you all the best, and we will make a plea that, Coach, you can have 2 extra athletes
Yeah.
in the team.
Even four.
Even four.
It will be very okay.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, and probably the more possibility for more medals.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We take a short break right now, and then when we get back, let's talk to an athlete who won 4 medals in Brazil.